The boss sprayed a bit of perfume on one of his employees and almost killed her. The sweet scent of the perfume drew in a massive swarm of bees. Everyone else ran for their lives, but the bees only chased the girl. She sprinted toward the swimming pool and dove right in. Still, the bees refused to leave. They hovered over the water, waiting. Every time she came up for air, they would attack her face and sting her. The boss quickly dialed 911, but all the firefighters were already tied up with other emergencies. The dispatcher told the girl to stay underwater until help arrived. But how long could she possibly hold her breath? Then the dispatcher suggested she breathe through a tube. Half an hour later, the firefighters finally showed up. They found the girl barely conscious, breathing weakly through the tube. But the bees were everywhere. Even the firefighters hesitated to move in. Things were getting worse fast. The bees started crawling into her breathing tube, and the captain still had no plan. At this rate, she wouldn't make it. That's when Jack had an idea. He told the captain, "They were hosting a perfume launch here earlier. We can use the same scent to draw the bees away." Everyone immediately turned to look at Carrie. The poor guy had no idea why everyone was staring at him, until Jack said, "You're gonna be the bait." They sprayed Carrie with perfume from head to toe until he was completely soaked in the scent. Carrie was on the verge of a breakdown. He was always the one being used as bait. Once everything was ready, he opened the door and started running around the pool. The bees picked up the scent and began chasing after him. As soon as the swarm left the pool, the team rushed in and pulled the girl out of the water. But her condition was critical. Her breathing was shallow, her body was swollen, and her organs were beginning to shut down. She had hundreds of stingers embedded in her skin. If they didn't remove them fast, she wouldn't survive. The doctor said pulling them out one by one would take hours, the time she didn't have. Then someone suggested using tape to remove all the stingers at once. The doctor grabbed a roll of medical tape, dried her skin, pressed it against her body, and ripped it off quickly. Dozens of stingers came out at once. After giving her medication, her oxygen levels and pulse slowly began to stabilize. Within minutes, she was out of danger. Meanwhile, Carrie was still outside fighting off the bees. Eventually, the control center called in a professional beekeeper. He arrived with a special vacuum device and cleared out the swarm. Have you ever been stung by a bee?